Pulp Secret is brought to you by Zunart's new graphic novel, The Lost Ones. Hey guys, welcome to The Stack. I'm Alex.
I'm Justin.
I'm Pete.
And we've got 3 awesome books for you guys today. Powers number 29, Drafted number 9, and Detective Comics number 846. We're also going to have a viewer mail and a speed round, so stay tuned for that. But let's get right into Powers.
Stay tuned right now for this.
Yeah, Powers.
What did you guys think about this issue?
Well, I mean, obviously, it's incredibly drawn, and the story is great. The writing is a lot of fun. I mean, it's just,
it's written in the Bible that Powers is going to be well drawn.
It's just how it is. I mean, when these two team up...
I agree with you. I think that Powers is a consistently great title.
I agree.
Yes.
The art is great. Oeming's work is fantastic going through. It's
so
very
that comes
moody.
With the territory. So what made this issue better or worse than usual?
A lot of action, a lot of stuff going down.
Going up, going down.
You know, how things have unfolded. You find out a lot of stuff in this issue.
You learn finally how the Powers virus works, which I think is a huge reveal for the series that's come before and the future of the series.
Yep.
And it's cool. It's a really smart way to do it, as opposed to it being kind of just like, no, you just get a virus.
Yeah, I mean, I think this is an incredibly well done issue. It's a little weird because it's the end of an arc, you know, a really long arc, a really all-encompassing arc. But I also think at the same time it's a great jumping-on point because it does have this explanation of the Powers virus. It reiterates all of the characters that are in the story very succinctly and very well. So it's a great payoff for longtime readers, and it's a great jumping-on point for new readers.
Yeah. And it makes me wonder where he's going to go now. It seems
that's what's weird about it.
It's a wide-open world for
Powers.
Now, they could
once
investigate Powers-based crimes.
Or they could go start a farm and make like organic produce because it's so popular right now.
Yeah, but it is...
So you're never going to write a comic book, right?
No, I'm writing a bunch of farm books, comic books.
Pick it up.
All I'm saying is it's a little weird now that we know all this stuff, and it's kind of like, oh my God, that's the reason, that's how this works, and then you're kind of like, oh, well, what do we do? So
grow tomatoes.
Grow tomatoes.
Yeah. Cool. That's
pick it up, of course.
Pick up the
Powers for Christ.
Pick up Powers
Let's
and
move
the
on
Farmer's
and
Almanac.
talk about Drafted number 9, which has nothing to do with farming, and there's no way of doing a farming metaphor.
We'll see
what
about
did you guys
that.
think about this issue?
It's great. I love this story. It's like Fear Agent. It's kind of like Fear Agent during the invasion. You know, where you have these aliens like using humans as like a farm, like where you're taking humans from the Earth and using them as fodder in this war.
Yeah.
Well,
I mean, you are right.
Yeah, well,
exactly.
It's nice that this issue is getting to the fight and getting to the action of, like, you know, who's being drafted, how the war is unfolding. You're kind of getting a sense, a little bit of who's bad guy, who's good guy here. Yep. There was a question of, like, whose side are the humans on, you know.
They're sick of being
the aliens, at least. Whose interest do they have at heart?
And why are they fighting? I mean, they're being treated like cattle all this time, and like, where do they stand? Are they doing right or wrong?
That's
what's so great about this series.
My biggest problem with this right now is there's a lot of stuff going on that I think is going to read much better in the trade just at this point.
Agreed.
I feel like the first 6 issues of the show were really nice, really done in one stories, and this is more of an overarching storyline. So it's a nice payoff for longtime readers.
But it's a very intense issue. It's very good.
It's great. Definitely pick it up. Let's move on and talk about Detective Comics number 846, which ties into the Batman R.I.P. storyline, kind of. And also picks up with Hush, everybody's favorite character from Batman Hush and other storylines. Like, shh, he's coming.
Yeah.
Arc I wrote.
I feel like they're using, it's not really a Batman R.I.P. tie-in. They kind of say, like, offhand, like, what about Jezebel Jed over there, huh? And Batman's like, cool, that's in another book. I'm busy over here with Hush.
Yeah, if it was a Batman R.I.P. storyline, Batman would be homeless, hepped up on heroin, and wearing some crazy costume.
Yeah.
It would go right
And then
in.
Also 15 or 16 things that would be totally inexplicable.
Exactly. That's why I think this is a much better book than recent Batman books. It's setting up a great storyline, introducing what Paul Dini does best, introduce really cool villains that kind of stand alone.
I do think it was a little bit less confusing than the RIP, but I kind of disagree with the fact that, like, I don't think it's that great of an issue, especially this issue. I think the issues before this were really great. I feel like this one loses a little bit where it was like, it was cool that it was finally getting to talk about Batman's ladies, and like I thought Catwoman was going to really lay the smack down and be like, yo, which lady is it? Come on. Yeah. But they just kind of did a throwaway. And I just feel like Hush, it was such a weird kind of like random, it was kind of like the Batman Homeless, but it was Hush.
Well, this is Paul Dini doing what he does best, which is trying to make Hush work as a villain.
Yeah.
And I don't think Hush does work as a villain. My two biggest problems are Hush is very arch, not in terms of arch enemy, but his speech is all written very haughtily, and it's supposed to be like that, but it's just very silly sounding. and then the second part of it is there's a contrast with another villain that Dini, I think, creates for this issue, named like Fableman or Aesop or whatever it was, who does fable-based crimes, which is a very Batman type of villain to have.
Yeah.
And in contrast with Hush, which his thing is he creates zombie hospital workers, and also he's kind of disfigured or maybe not, and then there's some other stuff going on. So hopefully by the end of the arc we get a Hush that makes a little more sense, is a little more concise.
Yeah, that's what I think. He's fixing Hush throughout this arc. The Heart of Hush is the name of the arc.
Right.
And so finally it'll make more sense by the end of it.
Let's hope so.
Yeah.
Would you say pick it up?
Yeah, pick it up, read it in the barn.
No.
Man. All right, after the break, we are going to have a viewer mail and a speed round, so stay tuned.
Zoonarts presents a graphic novel from Steve Niles, author of 30 Days of Night. Featuring the artwork of Dr. Revolt, Morning Breath, Kimmy Buzelli, Gary Panter. One epic story told by 5 groundbreaking artists. The Lost Ones. Read it now at zoonarts.net.
Hey guys, welcome back from the break. Get ready to have your hearts broken because we are doing our final character spotlight for the graphic novel The Lost Ones. I know you guys have collected the previous 3. This is the 4th one.
Yes, indeed.
You can, of course, download The Lost Ones. By collected, I mean collected with your eyes and brains.
Nice.
As a free PDF right now from the Zune Arts website at zoonarts.net/lost.
Today we're going to take a look at Duncan, who's the blonde-haired leader of the group. Kind
sort
of.
of.
Yeah, he's kind of a leader. It's like democracy, and he's like the candidate who stepped forward.
Right, yeah, you can say that. He actually causes a bit of trouble later in the book when he leaves behind a Tarzan book. Which
don't
winds
leave
up
comics behind,
causing
people.
all of these aliens to start acting like they are in a Tarzan book.
Oh, like a Tarzan rift in the dimension.
Yeah, you could definitely say that. That's exactly the word that I would use. It's a rift.
That makes or a shift.
Yeah, you could say that as well.
The important thing is here, don't leave your comics behind. All right,
Yeah.
never leave your comics
deeper
behind.
message.
But seriously, the Zune Arts website is pretty cool. I checked it out since we were doing the special a couple of times. It's a pretty cool website. A lot to see, a lot to do.
It's like a wonderland.
Yeah, it's a great place to hook up with your friends online. All right, let's move on with the speed round. Beat round.
I Kill Giants #1. The art in this is fantastic. It's a light story about a schoolgirl who kills giants, which is pretty cool. I like it.
BPRD, The Warning #1. Hey, who knew? Now I'm a big BPRD fan.
Gotcha. Busted.
Yeah.
It really grew on you. Booster
Is
Gold
that
1
a
million.
farm joke?
Huh?
I don't
Is that
know.
like
No,
some
what?
sort of random
Yeah.
grew?
No,
You can't do grew as a farm joke.
We
I
planted
didn't. I
the
just
seed
said.
of BPRD.
See,
and-
that,
okay, so
that's
thank you.
a farm joke.
Thank you.
No, it did grow on you.
Hey, do you have anything to say about Booster Gold?
Booster Gold 1 million. Boy, have they done a lot of issues. I didn't even collect all the ones leading up to this. Still a great storyline. This is one of the best titles DC's doing right now. Jeff Johns is banging it.
That's
Pick it up.
crazy. That is crazy.
He's banging it.
Action Comics number
that farm joke?
867,
Yes.
continuing Jeff Johns being a total banger.
Yeah,
he is going around town and banging and banging and banging. You know how he
man.
does.
I know.
No, this is amazing. Rebooting Brainiac, if you will, and making him scarier. This is also the best modern Supergirl ever, I think.
Oh, wow. Transformers All Hail Megatron #1. What I really love about this, besides the art and the writing, is the fact that I feel like it picks
a
up
comic
right
book.
where the old cartoons left off. They really do a great job of nailing the voices and getting kind of like who the characters are and putting them on comics. Just fantastic. It's really exciting. I'm excited to see where it goes.
Cool.
Buckle up.
All right, we got a question from Bart, who wrote into tips at pulpsecret.com.
We get a question from Bart coming down the pipeline. Let's get down to it.
Oh, I thought you found the name Bart just hilarious.
No.
Okay.
It was your tone.
Do the Bartman.
Yeah, we could do
Hey,
Bart.
Bart.
And that's his question. Bart
His
asks,
question is, please make fun of me. And you're welcome.
Thank you.
Bart says, what's the fastest way to lose a fan of the show?
Bam! Banged ya! See ya!
If you have a question, you can write it. I'm kidding. Bart actually asked, what's the funniest Marvel comic you guys have ever read?
Ooh.
I will kick this off because I have my answer that you guys, I think, have heard before. I don't know if these guys have heard
I
it.
have heard
But
everything you say.
Spider-Man Human Torch, I think it was number 4 by Dan Slott, is probably the funniest and one of the best comics I've ever read. Really, the whole series shows different eras in Spider-Man and Human Torch's relationship. In this one, he manages to make a spider car work organically with the plot. And better than that, they foil the villains by using Hostess fruit snacks, which for anybody who read ads in any old comic books knows how hilarious it is. Yeah. Great book. Love it.
Mm-hmm. I loved the first run on Deadpool. Joe Casey's run, I believe, was fantastic. So funny. A lot of action as well for those of you that like action out there.
I think,
Anyone who I'm speaking to would know
so
that.
I would like to give Dan Slott a shout out. I feel like he does a lot of great, funny stuff in his writing. So, but for me, it's tough. Funniest Marvel, I don't know. I mean, I think certain things are more funny than others. Like, I think it's hilarious when Punisher shoots someone and their head blows up. You know, I mean, that is hilarious. When Wolverine cuts somebody's arm off, oh God, am I laughing so hard. But you know,
If you saw that in real life, would you laugh?
Ooh,
Well, imagine it's Wolverine cutting somebody's arm off.
yes, I would then.
Right.
Sometime later, this video will show up in a courtroom, and we'll convict you of murder. Sorry about that. Whoever his victim is.
Well, what
Hopefully
do you
it's not
guys
us.
think? What is the funniest Marvel comic you've read? Please write into us at tips@pulpsecret.com, and you can call us 888-841-7549, and if you can comment right here below the video. And if you're ever in New York City,
Come on, no!
and visit us every Tuesday night at 8 p.m. at Comic Book Club, our live show. All the details are on pulpsecret.com. We will see you guys next time.
It's really great to have you back, Pete. I'm glad you didn't buy the farm.
Oh!
That's
Is that a
hard.
joke?
Come on, no? Baby? No.
Really grew on me? Is that?
No, you already used that one. You already used that one.
You don't know anything about farms.
Never been there.
At the tone, leave a message. We'll get back to you.
They should get Neil McDonald to play Captain America. He played the Tin Man in a sci-fi movie, and he kind of looks like the ultimate Cap a little bit. That definitely has the acting job.
I think Ben Browder should play Captain America. He was the leading role in Farscape, and he was also in the last seasons of Stargate Atlantis. He represents everything Captain America should be.
So, Bruce Springsteen is born in the USA, right? He should totally be Captain America.